Hi kids, this is Dr. Aruna Bhargava's Kids Satsang with Nani for kids 10 years and older. Today we are going to continue with our Bhagwatgita series. This is Bhagwatgita part 4. If you remember, I had told you last time that the Bhagwatgita is to Hindus what the Bible is to Christians. And this is so full of wisdom and teachings, and it's a guiding light that if we take even a few of the teachings and make it part of our lives and follow this through, we would have a beautiful life. So let me continue. We had done a different shloka for the last 3 sessions. Today we're going to do a new shloka. So let me tell you a little bit for those who are new, who didn't hear the earlier satsang. So now I'm sure you remember the Mahabharata story that I had told you earlier, so I won't go into that as to why, what led to this big war, that is a battle that's taking place between two sets of cousins, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. I won't go into that. I've told that earlier and I might do another satsang with that story. But here are two armies. Visualize this huge battlefield. There are these two big armies, people on elephants and horses and all kinds of weapons and on-foot soldiers. And these are the armies of two sets of cousins, Pandavas and Kauravas. Pandavas are the good guys and Kauravas are the bad guys. And Lord Krishna, as one would expect, is with the good guys. The battle is about to begin. There right in the middle comes a chariot and two handsome men are sitting there, and the charioteer is Lord Krishna, and the young man who's standing in the chariot is the brave warrior Arjun. So now the battle symbolizes the struggles of our life that we all have to go through. And right in the middle of our struggles, we have to put into effect and use the teachings of Lord Krishna. That'll lead us to victory in our lives and overcome our struggles with courage and wisdom. These teachings are the guiding light, the lamp that lights the path and shows us the way when dark clouds of problems and worries make it hard for us to see where we're going. My effort, kids, is to take these ancient teachings and bring it right here and now so that they can help you in your day-to-day lives, make these teachings relevant to your day-to-day lives today, here and now. How can they help you with your life in this 21st century? So therefore, I take these teachings and I give you modern day examples that you can learn from, that you can emulate. Okay? Very briefly, the last 3 satsangs were on a teaching in which Lord Krishna tells Arjun to become a person of firm resolve and steady wisdom, and Arjun says, please describe such a person. I don't know what that person is like, so I can be like him. And Lord Krishna tells him 3 important qualities of such a person. A person of steady wisdom and firm resolve is not an emotional yo-yo. He is so strong in his belief in himself. He doesn't get all happy and excited if people praise him, doesn't go down in the dumps if nobody likes him. So firm and steady. Second thing he says, this person is boss of his senses. He has control over his senses. And then the third one is that he keeps his mind firmly fixed on God at all times. You go about your business every day, but a part of your mind is fixed on God at all times. So now today we're going to do another shloka also from chapter 2. And I'll say it in Sanskrit so that you hear the sound, and then I'll explain it, okay? It is Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachan. The transliteration of this would be, do your job with full commitment and don't obsess over the results. Do your job with full commitment and don't obsess over the results, okay? Now your job here could mean your chosen sport, or studying for an exam, or completing a project, anything. Anything you take up, don't do it half-heartedly as a wishy-washy manner. Do it with full commitment to the best of your ability, but without obsessing over the results. Without obsessing over the results. This is very important. If you're studying for an exam, do your very best and don't obsess over the grade you will get, because that will cause you too much stress and you won't be able to do your best. The reward or the result will take care of itself. If you have worked hard, you will get a good result. There's no doubt about that. Okay? So if you are an author and you're writing a book, write the best book you can. But don't obsess about will it become a bestseller or not. That's not in your hands. So just do it for the joy and satisfaction of writing it. The law of nature is such that the result has to be commensurate with the work you put in. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but you'll get wonderful results if your work is wonderful. Just keeping this in mind helps us be very good at what we do, without the stress of constantly worrying what kind of result am I going to get. So learn to enjoy the work for itself, the process. Kids, you will learn as you get older, as I have, is that life is about the journey, not the goal. Life is in the journey. So while you're working towards something, enjoy it. Okay? Because this is all life is about. It's here. It's not tomorrow or sometime in the future. Life is now. It's going on. So just keeping this in mind helps us be the best we can at whatever we do. Do it with passion, take pride in what you do, and at the same time be stress-free. So let me repeat again the meaning of the shloka, the guiding light for you. Do your job with full commitment and don't obsess over the results. So to illustrate my point, I want to tell you the story of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, a very popular former president of India. He was also known as the People's President. Unlike the US, India is a parliamentary democracy, so like the UK. So it's not a presidential system. So the president does not have the same powers as he does here. So the president of India previous president was Dr. Kalam. Now, Dr. Kalam, Abdul Kalam, was the 11th president of India from 2002 until 2007. He was one of the most respected and most popular presidents. Abdul Kalam was born in 1931 to a poor Tamil Muslim family. Tamil Nadu is in the south of India, and he was born in a small town called Rameshwaram, which is a Hindu pilgrimage center in South India. And his father owned a small boat. And in this boat, his father rowed pilgrims back and forth across the river to Rameshwaram, different pilgrimage sites. So this was a poor family. And Kalam was the youngest of 4 brothers and 1 sister. Since his family was so poor, as a young boy, he sold newspapers to make a little extra money. But even as a young boy, he came across the Bhagwatgita, and that impressed him very much. And this shloka that I'm teaching you, do your job with full commitment and don't obsess over the results, made a deep impact on this little boy, and he made that his guiding light. No matter what he did, Abdul Kalam did it with full commitment to the best of his ability and therefore succeeded at it. It didn't matter if the job was too big or too small, he gave it his very best. Even though he didn't obsess over the results, of course he worked hard, so he got good results. And many, many awards followed. in school, Kalam was not like a brilliant student. He was an average student, but he worked hard. He believed, do your job with full commitment and don't obsess over the results. Now, his other siblings did not have this kind of commitment. One of his brother ended up having an umbrella repair shop, and Abdul Kalam became the president of India. And after completing high school, he went to a college in a larger town, and then he graduated in physics. He studied physics, and after his graduating from MIT, Kalam joined the Indian Space Research Organization, known as ISRO, where he became the project director and so on. But what was most important was Kalam led projects that turned successful each time, and he developed many missiles that earned him the nickname of Missile Man. Always again, his guiding light was do your job with full commitment and don't obsess over the results. Dr. Kalam died in 2007. He wrote many books, and he was very committed to young kids, and he wanted the youth to develop their best potential, and he helped devise many programs for them. Dr. Kalam remained active till the moment of his death. That is really remarkable. And he died at age 83. He traveled after he was no longer president of India. He continued to travel and lecture. On July 27, 2015, Kalam traveled to Shillong, a northeastern state, to deliver a lecture on creating a livable planet Earth at the Indian Institute of Management in Shillong. At around 6:35, only 5 minutes into his lecture, Abdul Kalam collapsed and he died. And do you know just what were his last words? He said to his assistant, just before he died, he said to his assistant, "Funny guy, are you doing well? Funny guy, are you doing well?" And soon after that, he died. Now, there was an outpouring of grief all over India, and people paid many tributes to him. And the government of India declared a 7-day state mourning period for Dr. Kalam. You know, on his desk was a small copy of the Bhagwatgita with his favorite shloka underlined. And his favorite shloka was, do your job with full commitment and don't obsess over the results. So kids, that is all for today, and we will continue next time. But remember, please remember, that the biggest gift you can give yourself is having a strong faith in Bhagwanji at a young age, because he will be there for you all your life. So, and how all he expects is that before you go to bed at night, remember him. Thank him for all his blessings. This most powerful God, most powerful Bhagwanji, who has created this entire universe, loves you so much that he comes and lives in your heart as your very best friend, and he guides you and protects you. And first thing in the morning, I want you to remember Bhagwanji and ask him to guide you and protect you. Develop a close relationship with Bhagwanji, and you will never be alone in your life. Namaste kids, I love you, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.